Hello, Natchez. I'm Dan Gibson. I'm your mayor, and I'm coming to you live today from the NAPAC Museum. It is our Museum of African American History here in the heart of downtown on Main Street, just right across the street from our convention center that you see behind me. And the reason I'm here is because we've been talking about touring Natchez, and we have so much. Our historic pilgrimage is going on right now here at Christmas. We also have tour homes always on tour and various museums, and we have a great variety of tours you can take, including the carriage rides and motorized tours and van tours and even ghost tours. But I am surprised more and more that people just don't know about this Museum of African American History. And this museum and this history is very essential to Natchez. It is a very important part of the fabric of our history, because if it were not for this African American history, we may not have any history at all, because it is truly our black citizens, and going back in time, even those enslaved citizens, they were here so many years ago. I wouldn't call them citizens. Back then, they were enslaved workers who had no rights, and yet they built Natchez. And we can take this forward to the civil rights history and even to present time, where we're seeing so many strides being made in telling our whole story. And so we'll just be with you a few minutes, but let's walk into the museum and let's meet the curator, Mr. Bobby Dennis. So come on in. And it feels good in here. And here he is, Mr. Bobby Dennis. Good to see you on this beautiful day.
Good evening, Mayor. It's good to see you.
We are live on Facebook here at this great museum. I was just sharing with our listeners, who I hope are starting to view this, that I just wanted to feature this great museum today, because we talk so much about the historic homes, about the motorized tours, all the things you can do, and all of the museums and things. But a lot of people still tell me they don't know much about this museum. In fact, I'm surprised at the number of people who've never even been in the door. So tell us a little about NAPAC and what y'all do.
Well, NAPAC Museum is designed to give our guests and our locals an opportunity to let people see us as a community and how we grew. Rather than have someone tell us a story, we present you the information from those of us that's living here, building the city of Natchez, tell the story as we see it. And to be honest with you, Mayor, this last holiday season, especially beginning with Thanksgiving, we've had such a large increase in local visitors.
Great.
People that are attached to Natchez, families that are coming here learning again to reminisce at the importance in which our families have given in building this city. And that's making a difference.
Oh, that's good. Well, I shared it just a moment ago that, we have so much to thank our black citizens for in building Natchez. But you look back in time, you can't call them citizens. They were enslaved workers going back 300 years. And Natchez has been around over 300 years. They are the ones that built the city. I don't know that we'd have our history if it weren't for those who built it. And so many of these beautiful buildings that still exist to this day. We truly have a remarkable city, and it's so important to understand the history behind it, all of the history.
That's true, that's true. We lose track on families. And then on top of that, if we just showing the buildings, we forget the connection of the people and the relationships between people that are in the building.
Exactly.
And what they are actually giving us. I always try to get, especially our young people, to not so much as look at the struggle but look at the gift of the struggle. And in this museum, you can actually see it. We walk you through it, through each phase of development, not just on the institution of slavery, but the building of people.
You know, in fact, behind every one of these historic photographs is a story. And some amazing historic figures are on these walls and the stories behind them. But I want to just focus just a minute on this wall, because here you have the ladies who founded this museum. You know, Natchez is well known for our strong women. If it weren't for the ladies, I don't know that we'd have a city at all. And I know we wouldn't have this museum. And we have honored these individuals who founded this museum in 1990.
Correct.
7 ladies.
Correct.
And we see there in the center Judge Tolles, who is well remembered as being our first African-American circuit court judge. And she did so much here in Natchez over the years, didn't she?
She did. She did. She was a great inspiration.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, that first poster reflects on her husband's family.
Wow. Wow. You know, the Tolles family goes all the way back to the days of Monmouth.
That's it.
And they were enslaved there.
That's it.
And I had the opportunity just a couple years ago, they had a reunion, and I got to meet a number of the descendants of the Tolles family who did live out their entire lives there at Monmouth. It's quite a story.
It is. It's a remarkable story.
It is.
The completion of that story will be given pretty soon.
Really?
The ladies of that's Vanderbilt University.
Yes.
They came in and did a total research on the Tolles family themselves. They got the partial interviews of those same people that you had the opportunity to meet.
Wow.
So that story is very, very interesting. And then when you put it together with Monmouth, you actually began to see people, struggles, gifts, and most importantly, a lot of us never recognize the talent that's within the man that is enslaved. What skill he actually possesses that's used to build something to last.
You know, it is so important to take note of that talent and just the genius behind the buildings that we have here. They have stood the test of time. Now, we don't have much time left here, but as we look around, the museum, it goes all around this center meeting room. And we have a lot of our events in this meeting room. But, Mr. Bobby, I think it's safe to say there's Natchez history everywhere you look, in every corner and crevice. And one could spend a whole day or more if they would really dig into the books. Do you have people that come from all over the country looking at records relating to their family members?
This is it. Yes, the smaller parts. One of my biggest goals is to help people understand the impact of the Forks of the Road Slave Trading Center.
Yeah.
We forget that there were enslaved people with a direct connection to Africa here from its beginning, and never show you that talent and how it blends in. But through the Forks of the Road system, we get an opportunity to look at the various plantations and where people actually begin to spread. And these are some of the misconceptions.
Yes.
And it brings difficulty in people researching their family history here.
Yes.
Because those that come through that system has to be traced through multiple steps.
Oh, I know. In fact, some have to go all the way to Alexandria, where that route began. Correct. There at the the home office of the Franklin Armistead.
That's it.
You know,
That is it.
that there's a building there where that office was. I've been there.
We have an image of it up
Yeah,
here.
yeah. And it's quite a museum there now to go
it
there.
is.
And on the floor, you will see a map that shows Alexandria and Natchez. And I'm so grateful that we are now embarked upon. In fact, we're doing this filming on a Monday because this is December the 15th, because tomorrow, December the 16th at 4 o'clock, we're all going to be at the Natchez Grand talking about our Forks of Freedom grant, a $25 million grant that's going to make great improvements throughout the corridor of Natchez, from the flyover down Devereaux Drive, St. Catherine, Jefferson Street, and all the way to the Bluff. Part of the story I love the most, and the reason we call it Forks of Freedom, is an individual that you know well, Darrell White, who actually used to give tours here at NAPAC, coined that phrase because Forks of the Road was the second largest slave market in the Deep South before the Civil War. But there was an order given that led to its destruction, and that's where the freedom comes in. Tell us briefly what that order was.
Well, that order was that those Union troops that occupied Natchez, that came into Natchez, were told to go and destroy that fort, that place. And from some of the stories I've gotten from old newspaper articles, the joy that those individual people had in tearing that
Can you
down,
imagine?
taking away those boards, building something to lead to freedom, had to be really...
They started building Fort McPherson up here on the
it,
bluff
yes.
with the very
Boards.
materials that had held them prisoner.
That's correct.
Just a few days before. Many of these went from being enslaved there
to soldiers.
to being soldiers overnight. We're about to, I think in the new year, bid and then break ground on our U.S. Colored Troops Park. It will be our first step in building the Natchez U.S. Colored Troops Monument on the bluff. And that story is really an inspiring story. Let's real quickly just show a few other things, and then we'll need to get the location out, the hours out. But right here, you know, we've got so many mementos, from an old 1930s kitchen to the old piano. And, oh, gosh, all of the photographs that are in this museum. You're just going back in time, aren't you?
Well,
man.
Mr. Mayor, I want to show you this particular thing because I don't think you've had the opportunity to see this.
I have not seen this.
This is a quilt made by an elder of the Natchez district.
Really?
And to see the workmanship has inspired me. Sometime at the end of February or the beginning of March, I'm going to hold an exhibit here in the museum of our local ladies that do the handiwork.
It's beautiful.
This, I could hardly ever conceive how can one person sit down with the time on their hands. And when I saw the picture of her hands that was given to me by her daughter, this has got to be amazing.
She made it to 100 in 2011. Do you know, I guess it was, she passed away later that year at the age of 100. And look at her hands. I mean, not only is this quilting, but the very delicate stitching and embroidery. And every state, just, what a gift. How many hours went into this? It's just beautiful. I'm so glad to see this today. Mr. Bobby, we also have a room here that then goes beyond that. The amazing art that you have here,
Yes.
and so many items brought here from Africa that you have on
This
display.
this collection has added a lot more to the Natchez district than a lot of us know. This was donated by the Carlton family, and the items come from the period of the 1800s when slavery was big here, and Natchez had a large connection to this slave trade.
Yeah.
But the other thing was all of this is from Ghana and Liberia. Mississippi and Africa, where 300 enslaved individuals were freed from one plantation, popular plantation in the Natchez district, sent to Africa to build the city of Greenville, Liberia. These pieces give us a connection.
A connection. Wow.
A connection.
You know, the stories just continue. I learn stories all the time. I'm so grateful we are telling that history. And we actually, in partnership with NAPAC, have over 30 historic markers now all around our town. Our self-guided tour of our Black history. It has been amazing to watch you in action. All you've done with the website, with the museum, and also with the volunteers pitching in, and as I believe you're the greatest of them all, hosting people right off the riverboats every week who come here and tour the museum. So we won't continue on. It just goes on. You've got to come see it for yourself. But for right now, why don't we just remind them where this is and what your hours are?
Okay, we're located at 301 Main Street. I'm here from, I got the hours listed as from 10 to 4 weekdays, Mondays through Saturdays. Sundays I do come in and work by appointment only. We'll do special tours. Now we're getting requests from special full-time tours, and I'm trying to work with the different other tour groups to set up scheduling whereas a person could come to the museum, establish a tour, have a dinner, have everything scheduled here, then outside tours included for a whole day.
Great.
So we've had, I think I've got appointments for 3 different groups already set up for June.
And you know, I know you work a lot with Rev. Reverend Collins and Rev's country tours. And it's just, I've been on his tour, and I love to be able to just go around and see firsthand where all these historic moments took place. And the connection you've made with NAPAC, telling the story, getting people out there to see it for themselves. And so 10 to 4, Monday through Saturday, and then by appointment on Sunday. And what is your website?
Visit napac.net.
Visit NAPAC.
napac.net. Now we also have a storytelling website, which is talknatchez.love.
Okay.
Now once you visit that, I think that one has gone off the chart for me.
Great.
It tells a story. It gives you direct connection stories of people like John Roy Lynch, Harlem Rebels. Stories of what is actually going on with families of Natchez.
Wow.
Nothing is left out, and as a matter of fact,
it's fascinating, the history, and that's talknatchez.love.
Yes.
Mr. Bobby, thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
And you know, we just wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and this is a good time also for us just to tell folks to just come on, enjoy it, make a weekend of it, and immerse yourself in all of our history. Well, let's say God bless Natchez. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And we will be looking forward to seeing you here at NAPAC. Thank you. Mr. Bobby, anything else?
That's it.
Thank you so much.
All right.